All right. So this is going to be for the full moon in Sagittarius. Um, in honor of that, I have created a new perspective on how I'm going to present these charts. I wanted to use less of the dramatic effects and more, a little bit basic. Try to be a little bit more basic about it. I've been gathering information to come to a new truth, and we'll see how this goes here. But anyway, I started this channel beginning of the year, eclipse season, and next month is eclipse, the other half of eclipse season. So I'm going to kind of give a little bit of a recap on, without having to go back through the previous videos if no one wants to do that. But I've been talking a lot about politics and stuff of that nature. And the reason is because one of the major alignments of our lifetime, a lot of major alignments we'll never see again in our lifetime, but one of the most important ones is this Saturn and Pluto conjunction of 2020 in Capricorn. And also with the square between Jupiter and Pisces is very political as well. But Capricorn here, if you notice that these planets here are the top of the chart, this is considered the midheaven. This is ambitions and goals and our destiny, whether it be personal or collective, and the highest truth, the highest truths. Can't say the highest truth, but the highest truths are here in the top of the chart. So this alignment here is, you've noticed that we've been talking throughout the year, and I've been making tons of videos that, we've never seen this kind of media coverage and, political warfare in our lives. I mean, Nixon was pretty big, and I guess JFK and all that stuff is pretty big. This is, I think, bigger because of technology and us moving into the Aquarian age, and been talking about that as well. It's just been more televised, and so then there's a lot more glamour behind the whole thing, and it's been very violent. Anytime you're dealing with fire signs, you're dealing with war and all that good stuff. So, but anyway, it's been a continual theme throughout the year. Most of my videos is this political warfare, the media warfare, the lies, and all that stuff, and it's coming to a culmination. One of probably many culminations. The main culmination is next year, and then still we have the effects of them breaking apart and moving on into Aquarius is going to take years. So the effects of this, we're still in the build-up. This is, like some people have said, the prelude to the punchline is 2020. Here, I was talking about in my previous video about, emotional, physical needs. And, I kind of get a little provocative, I think, which, whatever, we're all adults, I hope. I'll give a little bit more of an explanation of that. That was specifically geared for the Gemini lunation, but there's more layers to the story here. And that has to do with the nodes. We have the North Node in Cancer, and we have the South Node up here. And anytime, that's the dichotomy here, is that's the conundrum, whatever word that I'm looking for, is this is anytime you're dealing with the South Node, it's the kind of a defragmenting of it. It's kind of like a reformation. It's kind of the old, stale. When that moves into a sign, it kind of clears out and defrags the old, stale patterns and paradigms that aren't working for it anymore. And the answer to rebuilding that is always in the opposite sign. And the north, that's where you will find the north node in Cancer. And when the north node is in Cancer, like I've been talking in my previous video, the universe is calling us to pay attention to our emotional needs on a physical level. I have not done a video about the body, spirit, mind, but the first 4 signs of the zodiac are physical signs. And that means that we need to focus on, and when it's in Cancer, how we feel. And, I was talking about sex, and there's a reason I was talking about sex. And that's because we have this opposition. That node is opposing, wrong one, is opposing Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn. Pluto, ruled by Scorpio, Cancer, ruled by, down here, this node in Cancer, you've got Mars, which is very desire-driven, and Mercury, which rules, has a sexual element to it. It's very androgynous sign. It rules transvestites. It rules, bisexuality, open relationships, gay lifestyles, anything to do with that. And you're dealing with Pluto, Scorpio, and Saturn. When Scorpio is here in Capricorn is carnal. And they're extremely carnal. So anyway, and then you've got support from Pisces, which I don't know, it's kind of a nympho thing, if you want to. That's losing yourself in the, that there's been supporting in a sextile. So in it, and trining this node, which is a supportive element, it's very sexy. So anyway, but that's not just it. Like I've been trying to talk about, the bottom of the chart here is it's more than just that. It is the sign of the mother, of unconditional love. It's our root, our root emotional state, where we deep-rooted emotional issues or stuff like that. Where we come from, our home, how we feel about our family, mom, dad, brothers, sisters, friends. Over here in Gemini, the bottom of the chart, our neighborhoods, our actual home. So, and the reason I brought up, relationships is because anytime you're dealing with the north and south node, those are illuminary events. That's the sun and the moon. So the moon had that double Libra full moon. It had 2 full moons in Libra, which tells me that this nodal progression this year is a strong importance on relationships. And it can either tip the scales because it went from one end to the other, literally. So that's just an extreme relationship aspect. But that could be mom, dad, brother, sister, best friends, home, moving. Maybe where you're living is not working out, and the South Node's trying to get you out of this situation with these higher truths. Maybe you realize that after the high wears off, they're not really who they said they were, or the magic's gone. But it will be relevant very soon. And what I've been saying a lot is that these next 30 days, the build up to this into eclipse season, pay attention to your emotional state, because the things that you are drawing in and attracting now will set in motion or end, beginning or ending, and set in motion the next 6 months. And this will tie up this nodal cycle of Cancer, and we won't see this again for another 18 years. It takes roughly, or yeah, somewhere around that. But anyway, it takes roughly a year and a half around there to get through this one. So 18 months or so. But so this is a wake up call to get yourself balanced in your relationships on how you feel, and if you have been uh, getting the needs what you need. And there could be radical things happen, that the universe will make it happen or break you. If you're not supposed to be there, chances are there'll be some kind of sign that really will show you. And being intuitive about it, and listening to your gut, that visceral. So, and well, we just tied up with this Gemini um, new moon. This is the full moon of the Gemini lunation. The full moon is always opposite, not always, but it's on the opposite side of the chart. And then the things that end or begin now will tie up or set in motion the next 2 weeks. And then the next one is eclipse season. This is the big one. This is going to be opposing these guys here. So anyway, I hope that this makes a little bit more sense. I know it's hard for me to collective readings when it comes to emotions are very hard, as opposed to collective readings of like government and stuff like that. That's easy. But this also rules. Capricorn is in everyone's chart and it affects everybody different. But it is the paradigms and laws and structures and routines. It's your job. It's your career. It's your ambitions. It's your goals. Where that lies in your chart, I don't know. That's where you got to go through and do individual charts. But as a collective, this year, relationships, whether they be professional or political, you may find that the truth about people and these friendships aren't working out just over political views. You may have lost friends just because you're a Republican or you're a Democrat or whatever. So that's all that. On a personal level, each individual need is, like I was saying, this emotional need could just be best friends or getting a dog or having something at home, Cancer, that unconditional love, somewhere to go to be nurtured, to be cared for. Also, with Cancer rules the stomach. This is in its nutrition and stuff like that. Well, with it opposing Jupiter, all this energy in Sagittarius and everything, watch gaining weight right now. Cancer likes to retreat. As we start moving into Cancer, hopefully these higher truths with a retrograde Jupiter don't cause problem. Get over it. If something happens, and some kind of rejection or something in a relationship or something, don't take it so personal, and beat yourself up, and then go into Netflix and pajama fat gaining mode when cancer hits, because there's opportunity to have a really steamy summer. And as these, we're going to have some really cool energies moving in to Leo, um, which we'll get into later. This could be a really fun uh, summer if we learn from the information that we've been gathering and go with our guts for the next 30 days. So at least get past eclipse season, when we get out of Cancer. And like I've been saying, this huge gauntlet that started up in our midheavens and all the way down to our roots, our core, is about to get a little bit of a reprieve as the personal planets break past this crazy half of the chart here that's just been wrecking everybody. And then we get in here and we're going to get some really new energies coming into the end of this year, the other half of this year. But anyway, I hope you like it. If you would like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, just type in Psionic Astrology, and look for my face. People won't know me. Or just, I'll have to put something up there everybody know. And I'd appreciate it if you hit the bell. You'll get a notification anytime a new reading comes out. Eventually, I'm going to get to the point where I'm doing rising signs. They put out 12 videos a month for each individual rising sign. That will give you a much more calculated event about the events in your personal life as opposed to a collective reading. But love you guys. Peace.